Now, welcome back to the Science of Peace. And today, what will we be talking about today? Well, pretty much Science of Peace is like a journey of things that I've learned today, during that day, during that week, or whatever. Because I'm a geek and a nerd, some of you may know. I love to read and I love to learn. So these are for all my geeks, all my nerds, all my weirdos out there. Science of Peace, Geek Nation, right? So, what did I learn today, or what did I learn this week? And I got really excited about it because I discovered, I love when I discover like new people that I never heard of, but like it seems like once you find out who they are, there's like so many, there's thousands of other people who know this person. They've been known who this person was, or they been read that book, or whatever it is. But for whatever reason, I'm just finding out about this guy. Uh, and I always mess up his last name, but it's Alex but Banayan. I probably said it wrong. Please forgive me. But he wrote this book called The Third Door. And I have listened to the majority of his interviews online, YouTube, of course. Um, and I'm just starting his book, and I am like totally stoked out by the information. I'm totally inspired, really, by the information that this guy has put out in this book, and it's very motivational. It's just, I feel like it's greater insight on what it actually takes to make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so basically, this guy Alex, and it's a true story book. And he go like when he was 19, he went on this journey to discover what it was. What's that one thing that every highly successful person, like celebrity wise, billionaire status, what do they all have in common? Is there a common thread? Did they do something in particular that set it off? Like, what was Bill Gates doing when he was trying to sell his first Microsoft program? Like, what was the thing that allowed that to happen, right? What was the thing that allowed Maya Angelou to become well renowned, right? Like when she was struggling and trying to make it, like what was that thing? Is there a common thread? And he found it. So he goes out on this journey, and this is like he's not connected to the industry or nothing like that. Like he had his parents had dreams of him becoming a doctor, like had him wearing scrubs for Halloween when he was like 7 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and he comes from a Persian Jewish family who immigrants who came to America because basically they were escaping, fleeing their country because there was a revolution. Um, and so very heavy in culture, um, and really lots of trauma, you know what I'm saying, from having to deal with something like that. It's embedded in their DNA. And so they just wanted their baby boy to be safe in America and pick a safe profession where he can help people. And that's what they dreamed of. So when he went off the path that they so tried to ingrain in him, it caused a lot of chaos for his family. And he comes from a family where, like, he really values the opinion of his mother and his father. So it wasn't like he just was like, oh, forget what they think, I'm going to do this. But he really had some major concerns about how they would receive that information of him, deciding once he was in med school to drop out, you know what I'm saying, and pursue his dream Um, and so the book is about his journey with that and how he even got these interviews. And I'm talking about in the book, he has interviewed so many famous successful people. Like I said, Bill Gates was his dream interview, right? And so he spent over I mean almost a year trying to track down on how he could get an interview with him. Like, I mean, constantly calling the office, emails, and all types of things. And he still didn't get it within the year, but he did get to sit down with someone on Bill Gates' team who then told him that they don't do interviews this way, and because he doesn't have a book deal, it's less likely that they would consider it. But if he did get a book deal from Penguin or Random House, then they to give them a call back and they would think about it. And so, it took him 7 years to complete this book. 7 years. You know how many people would have gave up because he was trying to get all these interviews. And I'm talking about, he eventually did get the interview with Bill Gates. He did get the Penguin Random House book deal. Um, he got interviews with Maya Angelou and so many other people. Jessica Alba, Lady Gaga, and it goes on and on and on. So check out the book. But what I do want to mention, because this kind of got me super excited about what is that common thread, the common thread in the third door, and why is it called the third door? Well, he calls it the third door, and I love this whole analogy, metaphor, whatever. But he calls it the third door because he says that, Maya Angelou and Bill Gates may have nothing in common except for the fact that they both took the third door, right? Um, Jessica Alba and freaking Bill Gates, and Maya Angelou, they have nothing in common except for the fact that they took the third door. So what's the third door? The third door, so he breaks it down like this, like a nightclub, right? So you see this nightclub, big, huge brick warehouse building, right? And there's the first door that you see, that's the main entrance, right? The main entrance to get into that club, there is a line that goes all the way down the street and around the corner. That's the first main entrance where about 90% of the public are going to come through this door, right? But you don't want to wait in that. You don't want to wait in that line to get in that door. All right? That's the first door. Then you have the second door. Now, what's the second door? The second door is the door where billionaires, celebrities, those type people, they go in, VIPs. They go in through the second door. Now, of course, you have to already be a billionaire, VIP, celebrity status to get into the second door. So, it's only a little bit of people that's going through there. But that's not, those two doors are the ways that society has taught us that we could get into that building, right? Those are the two doors that most people know about. But the people that make it, the ones that get through, they take the third door. So what's the third door? The third door is the back entrance. It's you banging on the window, breaking the window maybe to get in, you taking the back entrance way through the kitchen, maybe even dressing up as a kitchen staff to get into that building, right? That's the third door. That's what he found out, that the majority, like everyone that he interviewed, all of them had this in common. They all took the third door. He even had an interview with Larry King, and he ended up chasing this man down in the Whole Foods, trying to get an interview with this guy, But this is the thing. Taking that third door, he talks about how it's not really about being fearless, right? Because fearless is when you can just jump off a cliff and you don't think about anything, you just do it, right? That's fearless. But courage is the one. Courage is the one where you think about jumping off the cliff and you're scared, right? And you may analyze the consequences and you may be frightened out of your mind, but you do it anyway. That's the courage. That's the part that when we study the map of consciousness, right? That's the part where majority of the world is operating and vibrating below courage. So, the ones that make it, you got to vibrate higher. You got to have the courage. Like, who cares if you're scared? You know what I'm saying? The fear is false evidence appearing real anyway. You know what I'm saying? So don't forget everything and run, but actually muster up the courage and do it anyway because you know, well, now you know that everyone who ever made it took the third door and you had to have the courage to do it. Like listening to his interviews and reading this book like has definitely given me some greater insight on some of the things that I need to do because as some of you may know, I have a woman goddess fronted indie alternative rock band, right? We call it hip rock and soul, but the music industry calls it indie alternative rock, right? Eat the Cake band. And I know that there's some things that we got to do to get to really take the third door. And so I know that that's going to help a lot with what we're getting ready to do because our main vision is we're going to the UK, the United Kingdom, and we're going to tour the United Kingdom. And I don't give a damn what it takes, but I know that it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking and I'm making a way for all those third door opportunities. And so, I have a couple of businesses that I run, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to take that same insight, those same jewels, gems, and apply it. And I hope that you do too. And I hope that you read the book or listen to the audio book, whatever it is. I hope you look him up, Alex Banayan. I apologize if I messed up the name, but I'm totally enthused about it and I'm like, let's get it. So like if you've read the book already, please drop comments, leave clues, tell us some things that you may have done that have worked for you when you took the third door or whatever that is. But I'm just saying, whenever there's inspiration in the world, I love it because there's a lot of the opposite of that. And so when you find it, hold on to it, grab onto it, take it by the horns, and ride it out. You feel me? So, hey, let's take the third door. Drop 3 doors in the comments down below if you with me. And for all my signs of peace, I done mixed peace and geek. Signs of peace geeks, you know what I'm saying? Drop them geek glasses down below if you with me. And that's it for the Science of Peace today. And join me again next week. My name is Ms. M to the Z to the Z. And I'm out. Love y'all.